So,
obviously, Strongarm, first of all, I'm super excited that she has blue eyeliner. Because I totally rocked blue eyeliner in the 80s, and it was amazing. It made my eyes look really blue. Okay, anyways, but I love representing strong women. And I mean, she's a transformer, and she's an Autobot, and she's sarcastic, and she's funny, but she's super tough. And when they told me that I turned into a cop car, I was like, oh, hell yeah! I mean, like, you know, because I believe there's been a pink one, which I'm sure the girls liked. It wasn't you guys. But, you know, I have a daughter, and I was super excited to show her that, like, women don't have to be pink or purple or fit into a certain, you know, box, and being able to do that in, like, a Transformers form, specifically, I think reaches such a huge audience of kids and parents, and showing them that there's not, you know, it's not colors, it's not gender roles, it's, you know, just be strong and be proud of being that, and that's a lot of what Strongarm does, and who she represents on the show. I mean, she can be funny, and she can, like, try and be sexy as far as the robot goes, because Sideswipe, who's played by Darren Criss from Glee, there's this kind of ongoing
tension mashup.
And there's like, what was that one line where we all were like, wow, that's interesting. Things are crossing. But it's a really great combination. You know, we're playing them all like a little bit younger, so we're, you know, as to appeal to not so much fighting and war, but, you know, good versus bad, and, you know, just trying to, I think, send like a more simpler, cleaner message of just, you know, that good always wins, right?
But don't get us wrong, there's fighting in this.
But no, I have to say, I feel a lot of pressure, but it's good pressure.
Did her voice crack?
Cracks a little bit.
Yeah, but like, it's just so cute, you just don't see her like this. She's gonna kill me later.
No, but I mean, I really hope that, you know, as being a female Autobot, I hope that, you know, we live up to the standards of Transformers. That's it. That's all I got.
Well, I think that's a good segue to you, Mr. Beecham, as a newer member. As Jeff was saying, we had a whole bunch of Team Prime kind of carry over, but you were sort of the new blood. What do you think? Were you a big Transformers fan? What do you think you brought to this new show? Were you worth it? Were you good? Where do you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'd like to take the last part first. I was familiar with the basics of Transformers, I'll be honest. In full disclosure, I was a Micronauts guy. Right? So I...
One guy!
So I think I was a good tonal match for the show, because I'd worked on a lot of shows that were action shows with a really heavy accent on comedy, like Jackie Chan Adventures, or Teen Titans, or Batman Brave and the Bold. So I think it was a good fit in that sense. And because I was working with such an experienced crew, I knew that any questions I had about Transformers lore was going to get answered like that. Yeah. So I did a lot of cramming, and it was great fun to learn about the history of the Transformers and what all the characters have meant to each other. And then in creating new characters, which is a lot of what this show is about, getting a chance to develop those relationships between those characters is something that's always really fun for the writers. So that's where I've had the most fun, is in bringing these new characters, helping bring them to life.
Awesome. And speaking of new characters, Mitchell, you told us about your neuroses in the voice booth, but what do you tell us about
neuroses everywhere else?
Yeah, what about your neuroses outside?
She's always at home.
Every week, scratch the surface.
Every week. This is my life.
Tell us about Fixit. Who is Fixit?
Fixit is the custodian of the prison ship Alchemore, which ends up crashing on Earth, and as Jeff said earlier, releasing these pods that are encasing all these Cybertronian criminals that are in stasis. And of course, as soon as we land and we lose most of these pods, you can imagine they're no longer in stasis and end up coming out, and we're of course hunting them down on a weekly basis. But it's funny, you'll hear a lot of people talk about this is Bumblebee's team.
But he's not angry at all.
I'm just saying, there are different ways to look at different points of views. And by all standards, yes, we're looking at the transition to Bumblebee having his own team and rah-rah fighting Bumblebee. on a ship that it's up to him to help fix and explore, giving exposition every week on every evil character, every Decepticon out there. It's really a journey of discovery. Don't. It's a journey of discovery for a lonely minicon. No, obviously he's a blast. It's nice to have a character that also supplies a lot of comic relief on the show. He gives a lot of information because he's the custodian of the ship. He has all the data on every guy, every Decepticon that was in that pod, so he knows who they are. Oh, this guy, he has 12 claws and 3 eyes.
He has to stay on the ship because he's not strong enough to help track down.
This is what I'm talking about. I will, by the way, since you did mention that, I want to give another, being a New Yorker myself, I want to give another New York thank you for that. This guy's awesome. A little New York Comic-Con exclusive there. While you tease me about my size, or lack thereof, I do recall an episode that happens maybe in the first season where we do get into it at one point, and remember how that ended for you, Dee?
This is about to go down, If we can just clear a little room right here.
I even feel guilty joking like it because Will and I become very close friends. But yeah, you do mix it up. Yeah. We do mix it up at one point. You mix it, there's more to him than meets. Jeff, can you write that down?
I'm just going to say that this is why the Fixit plush will not have a voice feature.
Because, but also, Fixit has this incredible stutter.
Yeah.
Why don't you give them an
It's called a
example?
tick.
It's called a tick.
It sometimes takes me a few times because in the crash, the pods were not the only things that were slightly damaged. Fixit was slightly damaged. Again, please don't. Fixit was slightly damaged in the crash. So it's like, look, you have a beautiful spouse. House. So yeah, sometimes it takes him a few times to get things out. And
He
again,
just does that in normal conversation.
I do that in normal conversation.
Now,
Yeah,
the coolest part about the Fixit toy is when you buy it, you get 6 McNuggets.
Thank you not to encourage it. Please do not encourage this.
With motor oil sauce.
We're in New York. This is my town. Do not encourage it, please.
It's going to be Fixit the Stumpy.
That's what it's going to be.
No.
Fixit is the character where we joke around where he's got all the information. So Bumblebee will walk in and essentially say, in much more eloquent form, say essentially, Fixit, explain to us what we're doing on this episode. And he'll go off and go, here's the con, we're trying to, he's got
Oh my God, you can sound like me. I was convinced nobody could do my voice. Nobody can imitate me. You can totally take my heart.
No, that's ridiculous. I'll fly. Hi, try.
All right, you guys have an option. Do you want to just continue watching this, or do you want to see some animation? Because I'm good either way. All right, Jeff, do you want to cue up the clip?